Hi everybody, this is Michelle with Mickey Deuce Creations, and I would like to share with you a project that I made using one of Genevieve Design's printable templates. This comes from the Keepsake box and mini album. I went ahead and purchased the bundle set. With her templates, a lot of them you can either buy like the large, the medium, or the small separately, or you can buy the bundle. And of course, I chose to buy the bundle. What I went ahead and made was the mini album and the small keepsake box. And the keepsake box works perfectly with the journaling cards, the 4x6. And so this one is from the paper line is Tales of You and Me by Prima. And then got the sides. And then the bottom, and I use flat back pearls. And then on the inside. And what I did is I put colorful cheesecloth underneath and put it on there. I think that turned out so pretty. So let's dig in. So with a lot of Genevieve's templates, she'll give you a guidebook. And so I printed out the guidebook, and she color coordinates it too, which for this particular one, which helped it a lot. The blue stood for the large, and then the green, oh, that's the large box, the album, and then the green is for the medium, and then back here is the pink color, and that is for the small. So this one, for the sake of keeping this video to a minimum, I chose this one because there's only 4 pages and it's pretty simple. So you have page 1, page 2, okay, sticky fingers, page 3, and then page 4. So page 1 is the actual box, okay? And I went ahead and printed this on craft colored paper. If you haven't made this box before, you might want to use some inexpensive paper just to get a hang, not get a hang, to just kind of learn how to make it before, wasting expensive paper. But so I went ahead again and I printed it on the craft cardstock by Recollections, I believe. So like I said, we have the top and the bottom of the box, and that's on page 1. And then again, in the guidebook here, it tells you how to do it. Jennifer has wonderful videos that you can follow along, which is what I do when I make any of her templates. And then on page 2 here, which is, I have it upside down, these little strips here are what holds the box together. And I'll show you when I make it. So you're going to you'll use that. And then page 3 are the mats for the templates. So for instance, you can either make the box, which is what I did, and I used the mats, or you can just leave it solid. Or if you want to print the templates out on pattern paper, you can do that, and then you wouldn't need to mat it. But for those that want to go ahead and mat it, the mats are on page 4, or excuse me, page 3. And then also over here to the side, these are for the closure. So like what I did here is a little closure right here. And I'm going to put a magnet, but I didn't for the sake of the video. But so page 3 has the mats and the closure. And then page 4, you have the mats for the outside. Okay, I'm going to rephrase that. So page 3 is for the mats for the inside. They're a little bit smaller. And then page 4 is the mats for the outside. So what I'm going to do is going to cut this out, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So again, here is the instruction guidebook, and she spells it out. I mean, follow right along. Arrows to where you need, what goes where. On page 2, it's the finishing strips. So that's what those were for. And then page 3, inside mats. Page 4 is the outside mats. And again, the mats, you would use those to trace on your pattern paper if you chose not to print the actual box on the pattern paper. So, and with Jennifer's templates too, she usually, she'll ink it. And so you print it. You don't have to ink it if you don't want to, but I went ahead and chose to ink mine again. And I used the Ranger's Archival ink. Sepia is the color that I used, and I love it. So, all right, on page 1, you have the box lid and the back panel. Like that. And then you have the bottom. So what I'm going to do is you can use glue to put this together, or you can use score tape, which is what I'm going to do. I will use score tape. So I'm going to go ahead and put score tape on where I need it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I have here is I have the box lid, and what... Are you still recording? All right, sorry about that. I want to apologize in advance if you hear dogs barking. They're outside, but they may end up coming inside. So anyway, so back to it. So again, this was from page 1, and this is the box lid. And what I do is I try to write what everything, you know, what goes to what. So this is box lid, and it's from page 1. And then this is the box base bottom, and it's on page 1 as well. So what I have here is the finishing strips. I've put score tape on it, and score tape on the little flaps. So what you do is you're going to turn them upside down, box top, and the box, but the base. So you're going to kind of fold it. So you'll put the little flap right here, butt it to the back of the bottom base, and you got your score tape. And so you're going to put them together like this, and I'm going to take the back off. and trying to not be in frame, so kind of get that lined up. And if it's a little long, you can trim it. Okay. So I have it lined up. Okay. Okay, of course I can't find my little pokey tool to get this, the backing on. All right, so I found my tool. So take the back off. Okay, make sure it's lined up. And put your little bone folder. Okay. Okay, so you have the top and the bottom together. And then take the flap off, or the back off of the little flat sides here. Do you ever, like, you know what to call something, you know what it is, but when you try to describe it, it's so not what you meant to say? Okay. So I've got that. Okay, and then, so you got the top and the bottom, and just kind of fold it, kind of even it out, like that. See? I'm going to do the other side. Okay, so there's one. I can do this. Two. So that's folded. It's easy when you're working with the small one, but you gotta line it up. So there you have it. So I am going to go ahead and put this together off camera, and then I'll be right back. Ouch. So I'm doing, thank you, baby. Okay. So now with the finishing strips, you can put them to where you can't see the ink, or you can put it where you can see it, because once you put your paper on, you won't be able to see them. So I have them on the corners, and you won't be able to see them. So I put it on the corner, and then if it's a little bit too tall, you can just cut it. The biggest thing is you just want to have fun with this. That's what you want. So there you go. You have your box. Okay. And so then what I'm going to do is I have cut out all the mats for the inside and the outside. And I went ahead and cut them out, and I inked each one of them. And then I wrote on the back, outside panel, page 1, or excuse me, outside panel, and it was on page 4. So I am going to get my glue and just glue it on. And the more you do these, the better and the easier it's going to be. And I'm using Fabri-Tac as well. It's by Beacon. You can get it at Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I get mine at Walmart sometimes because it's actually cheaper. And so I'm going to go ahead, line it up, and there you have it. And then what you want to do is, for your closure, is you're going to want to glue the closure on the bottom first before you put your inside paper, because that way you can't see it. Now, if you were to use a magnet, you want to go ahead and you would glue the magnet on at this time, and then put your paper. So then this is the inside mat, and I wrote inside top. And so I'm going to glue this. Or not. If I didn't have to do this in a short amount of time, I would explain a little bit more. But if you follow along in the guidebook too, then, I mean, they're so easy. They're just, you can't go wrong. So there's the inside. So there's that. And I'm going to go ahead and put a panel on. Outside panel. And again, I inked all my edges. Okay. So I'm gluing it on. So there's that. And then you just go ahead and do that for all of them. And then there's the inside. So you get that. And so you can't really see once you put the paper in there. And also too, depending on where you live, if you're in the U.S. or outside of the U.S., your paper may be like an A4, 8.5, 11 if you want to use regular paper that way and cut it down or print it on your paper. Just make sure to check your your settings. So there we have that. So here is the making of the box. And then here is my completed one. Okay. And then also here is, I went ahead and I made the mini album using the same paper line. And then I went ahead and I inked it all the edges. I put a colored gauze. Then this is a crocheted heart with and then I have a magnet underneath here and then right here. And then this has the inserts. And again, I matted the inserts here. And instead of having 3 pieces, I just used 1 sheet right here. This took me not long at all to do. I think making the accordion was the hardest part. See, you have that. And then this is the mat. I originally was going to make this for my project, but decided the box, excuse me, was a little bit easier. But anyways, this is how I made my box. And again, you can't go wrong. She makes them so much, her videos, her templates, she makes them so easy to follow along. They're fun. She has a personality too. She's just a kick in the pants to listen to, and you just can't go wrong with her templates. And I hope you liked my how-to video. But anyways, I just hope y'all have a good evening. Thanks for watching, and if you like my channel and you're not a subscriber, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will put Genevieve's information all in the description box. Have a great evening.